Oh, hey, I didn't see there. That's because we're driving in a whiteout on Highway 118.
A whiteout indeed. Plenty of snow seen across cottage country and northern portions of Ontario. That's not the only place that has already seen snow this year, but some of you haven't, like the city of Toronto or even Montreal. We're diving into a clipper that is on the way. This is a cross Canada clipper, and we're going to be talking about how this could impact a city near you. For example, in Red Deer, you've seen some snow, some more could be possibly on the way. And in British Columbia, that fog. It's looking quite chilly out there. But what does this clipper mean for you on the west? We have meteorologist Rhythm Reet here to join us to talk more about what we can expect with this cross-Canada clipper. Rhythm, what is the setup we're watching?
Well, right now, what we're going to start out with is British Columbia. All of that rain impacting the west coast, making its way over the Rockies with the cold air from the north. That's that cross-polar air is going to be bringing snowfall across areas of Manitoba. And as we head into Wednesday, that's when we can start to see that snow infiltrating areas across southern Ontario and into Quebec.
All right, well, we're focusing on this clipper that we're watching throughout the prairies and throughout Ontario. What are some of the major impacts that could be associated with this?
When we're talking about the west, areas across British Columbia, you get a little lucky. There's high pressure that's just in the United States. That's going to build a ridge across areas of BC and Alberta, ushering in a dry pattern. Whereas Manitoba, the cold temperatures consistently persist. So that's what's going to lead to some of the snowfall. So when we take a look at Tuesday's temperature, Edmonton finally getting above those negative digits, getting upwards of 8 degrees. But you take a look over into Winnipeg, still frigid, that wind chill still playing a vital role. So when we take a look at the setup of the clipper, Monday over British Columbia, it rides just along the north end of this ridge. Anywhere that's below or south of this, those are those temperatures above freezing. So that's where we're not going to be looking at much rainfall or snowfall. But the freezing line is right in between that ridge as well as the cold air from the north. So that is where we can be looking at the possibility of some freezing rain accumulation. So we will be monitoring this quite closely here, which areas can be looking at some of that accumulation of ice. However, as of right now, Cold Lake is one of those regions looking at some slippery conditions. And when we take a look at the snowfall, you can really see that northern edge of that low pressure system. That's where we're going to see the heaviest amount of snowfall. And then Winnipeg, you get all of that cold air infiltrating. So that's why you can be looking at accumulations upwards of 5 to 10 centimeters.
The city of Toronto and the city of Montreal have yet to see a major accumulative snowfall. Would this be their first major snowfall?
Well, that's what it's looking like. And I don't know about you, Victoria, I'm excited. As we go into Wednesday, we're going to start to see that clipper move in across areas of southern Ontario. Now, of course, areas across southern Ontario have already seen quite a bit of snow. As we go through Tuesday, that snow squall activity still continuing, impacting the western portions of the region. However, Wednesday, as that clipper comes on in, downtown Toronto can be looking at its first accumulative snow, and that goes to the same for areas like Montreal. But be mindful, this is expected to change. Some of the models are indicating a little bit more snow and a little bit less snow. But one thing is for sure, behind this clipper, that's when we're going to start to see the coldest air of the season infiltrating across the east. So temperatures that are usually around -2.7 for Toronto are expected to drop down to -10 for the lows. Similarly, -11 for Montreal. And on the back end of this, whenever we have that cold air infiltrating, once again, there can be a round of some snow squall activity for southern Ontario.